Hello and welcome. I'm going to go over a quick tutorial with showing how to create a gang sheet for my website. If you're uploading and wanting to order transfers, there's an easy way to do so. Um, it all starts with what size gang sheet you want. So, for example, let's say I'm going to bring up my website. So, let's say that you wanted to order I offer 11 by 17, 14 by 16, 16 by 20. I print in real time as well. So when artwork comes in, I'm expecting for artwork to be ready to roll so I can get your orders out. Since my turnaround time is usually 2 days during the week, Monday through Saturday. Well, Monday through Friday. So part of that is making sure your artwork is fully prepared. Um, I have quite a few instructions that I set and I typed out on here. If you send me artwork with a background on it, I'm going to start charging a fee because unless you want that background removed, it's gonna print. I'm finding I'm having to clean up artwork. Before I jump into the main things here, so you have a resolution on any print file. That's gonna determine what it looks like when it prints. Okay. What I did here, since a lot of people struggle with sizing, was give ideal sizes. You can always go with whatever size you want, but these are like the normal sizes that go on, you know, adult and youth shirts and baby shirts. So, for instance, if you're doing a small to a large, 9.5 inches wide, that'll be 2850 pixels in here when you go to upload it. That's what you want that to size it to. There's a sizer on here. If your artwork is already in a 300 dpi resolution, that's the key because these measurements down here are based off of your artwork being in a 300 dpi. If your artwork is not, these are not going to matter. So that's why I say, upload a PNG with 300 dpi. So that's the main part. I'm going to add an image. Give me a second. Let me grab an image to upload here. Let me grab something really quick. That's 300 dpi and grab it on here. Give me a second. So I'm going to use something of mine just to speed it up a little bit. But as far as, give me a second, making it happen. Okay, I'll use this one for example. This is one of mine that I created. So I'm going to drag this. All right. So it's going to upload that. Sizing. So this is 11 by 17 sheet that I have selected over here. 2160 is like right smaller than a 7.5. So let's say I want this on an adult large shirt. I'm gonna bring it up to 2850. Or get as close as possible to it. I don't think this is gonna let me. All right, so there. I got 2850. So I know this print now is sized for 9.5 inches wide. I can move it up on the sheet. All right, so I moved it up on the sheet. So now it's right at the of top of my paper. So we just gonna do it like that. So now well, actually, I forgot about the words at the top, but now it's at the top of my paper. So now I know that's 28.50. So I know I'm gonna get a 9.5 inch wide print. So it goes off of width when you mess with this top number, 28.50. So I know. Now, let's say that the image wasn't 300 dpi, then you probably want to use the notes, because I'm going to change it when I actually bring it into Photoshop to size it out for me to print it. So you probably want to use notes and put in the size you want based off of this chart or the sizes that you normally use for your prints. I kind of stick with something proportional for a few reasons, to make sure the prints don't hang off the shirts. But let's say that's what you're doing. Um, but anyways, there you have it. Like, so now you got that on the sheet. If you change the sheet, let's say you do 16 by 20. So you want to do a 16 by 20 sheet. On a 16 by 20, you'll likely be able to get two of these on here, and we could test it. So this is where I was talking about looking at how your gang prints are going to be. So let's say I'm going to show you that same size on 11 by 17. Okay, so here's 11 by 17 in Photoshop. This is what it looks like. How you know is I started off with new. I have a 11 by 17 over here that's set to 300 pixels. The resolution is set at 300. I'm going to bring that in. Now I'm going to drag that same picture in to here. All right, so picture there. When I look at this picture size, it's telling me that my picture is sized to 11 by 12. The easiest way I found to do this part is not actually drag the picture in, but open the photo in Photoshop. So I'm going to open it in Photoshop. There. Now I see that it's really 12 inches by 13. So I'm going to size it down to 9.5 wide, like I did on there. There. Size down to 9.5 wide. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste it here. So now this is how this will look on an 11 by 17 sheet. You got margins all the way around, because margins are going to be on there by default on the printer. But say you were trying to print two of these. Well, look, you just by looking at this, two of these aren't going to fit on a 11 by 17 sheet. That's what that'll look like. It'll overprint each other. Even if you rotate these, they're wide enough where two of them aren't going to go on there. See? You just barely, you're not going to even, if I move these to let all of the words show, not going to fit. So what you want to do is, okay, so you want both of them 9.5 inches wide. So change your canvas to 16 by 20. That's the next. You got 11 by 17 paper, 14 by 16 paper, and 16 by 20. So on a 16 by 20, this is how this looks. On the 16 by 20, now you can get two on there. You can get two adult size images that'll go on a shirt from small to large on there. Let's say you needed one for extra large. So you're going to bring it up to 10 inches wide. You still can get a 10-inch wide on there. So now you got one that'll go on a small to large and then an extra large on there. But notice it wouldn't do that on the 11 by 17. I'm going to bounce it back down to 11 by 17. You see that? All your artwork is going to be cut off if I was to print that. So mainly the lesson behind it is it starts with your canvas. Your canvas is the size transfer you want. If you want a 14 by 16 sheet, this is how that'll look. That's the size of a 14 by 16 sheet. You still wouldn't be able to get both of these prints on there comfortably. You'll only end up being able to get one on there. Mainly, it's just paying attention. So, like, boom, there you go. That's on a 14 by 16. This is on 11 by 17. This is on a 16 by 20. So much more space. You can even do, if you know you're ordering kid prints, sometimes it's easier to gang print kid prints or baby prints. But mainly, I wanted to do this video because I do get a lot of questions in regards to gang printing. Hopefully, this helps out. Um, and this is being done in Photoshop. Photoshop, GIMP, Inkscape, um, Illustrator, all of those will pretty much be the same. Affinity Designer, Affinity Photo, all of those would be like Photoshop. Where you're going to run into trouble at is Cricut Design Space and Silhouette Studio. Silhouette Studio does not offer the same controls when bringing an image out. It resizes it a whole lot coming out of Silhouette Studio. In fact, um, I'm going to do another video on that to kind of show it so people can see that it's not the same. You probably want some kind of graphic software or use some kind of resizing software, but not one that's built for a cutter, not in the same aspect. But if you have questions, drop them below. Don't hesitate to reach out. I can break it down or type it out. If you are like me, I love to see things more in a written format than speaking on any day. But let me know. I'll get that done and show you how, you can resize and get your gang prints, maximize the sheets as opposed to wasting money. I did 2 adult prints on a 16 by 20 and paid at 13 as opposed to 11 by 17 because actually the prices are going to go up soon due to the cost of paper and sourcing the paper. It's getting harder and harder with everybody jumping into the market. But let me know, like I said, down below, comments, reach out to me. Thank you again for joining me and have a great day.